Today is Monday, the 20th of December. So uh, we're getting closer and closer to the update. It's at the end of the week. Um, I've been all right. Um, Yesterday I wasn't okay at all. I had a really bad day yesterday, and like I beat myself up over it quite a bit, which added to it being an even like worse day than if I'd have just had to let myself feel the way that I needed to feel. Then it wouldn't have been so bad. But it was the fact that I was like guilt tripping myself and everything on top of it didn't help. Um, I didn't Google anything. I've learnt my lesson about Googling. That's always a bad idea. Because you always get worst case scenarios and stuff. So I have actually been pretty good about not Googling stuff. Like you guys have been helping a lot with like putting in the comments your experiences and what they expect and stuff, and I'm so grateful for that because it's answering questions that I have without me having to go searching and possibly saying something that will terrify me. So yesterday I wasn't Googling or anything. I just thought to myself, you know what I would like to do? I'm gonna look on YouTube and see if there's any videos about skincare whenever you're going through chemotherapy and radiation and all what is the best things to use for your skin. Even though I've already got like an absolute crap ton of skincare. Like I love stuff like that. I have an entire tower sitting beside me that's all skincare. Um so I thought that's a pretty innocent thing to like look for on YouTube, and it was. Absolutely it was. Um there was nothing in that video that should have freaked me out or anything like that. They were just basically explaining what to use on your scalp when you lose your hair, and like the best ways of like drawing your eyebrows on because you won't have any, how to like plot them properly and stuff like that. And I just sat in floods of tears. And again, it's not because of anything that was in the video, it was just like the sinking realization that this is now my life, you know? And that's it's happened a couple of times now. Like whenever everything has hit me and you realize this is it now. This is what you're living. This isn't like some kind of like anxiety driven chain of thoughts, because I am that person, always have been. I suffer from insomnia, so I will lie awake at night making up scenarios in my own head that is always the worst possible thing to be thinking of, and then that like drives the insomnia and stuff. So my brain lately has been like completely all over the place. I lose the thread of what I'm thinking and what I'm talking about very quickly, because my mind constantly seems to be in about 50 different places all at the same time. um like I phoned today. I had my pre-op. I think I spoke about it in the last video. I had my pre-op appointment over the phone with a nurse, and obviously they're asking about like all your medical background, all the medication and stuff that you're taking, just everything that they need to know pre-op. And I'd forgot, because again, having that conversation, my head was so in so many different places that I forgot to even bring up medication that I've been taking. So I had to phone Martina, my amazing Macmillan nurse, today to just ask her. Like, I forgot to mention about the diazepam. You know what I mean? Completely forgot about that. My back and everything has been killing me lately. My back, my stomach issues kicking up, just everything's going on. So I need to take the painkillers that the doctor has prescribed to me. Forgot to even mention that, you know? So I phoned her up today to ask her, are these okay to be taken pre-operation? She was like, yeah, that's totally fine, just do not take them on the morning of the surgery. So I'm just going to try, and even if I'm in pain, I'm just going to try not to take like the pain medication and stuff like the whole day, like all of Thursday. I'll just have to hang in there, you know what I mean, try and ride it out just to be extra safe. I know that, like, obviously she knows, you know what I mean, she's a nurse, she knows what she's talking about, but I want to be extra safe. So I'll like sit in pain, but hopefully it'll all calm down by then anyway. um I've got so much to do this week. I need to get this hospital bag together, which I've been putting off. I have some forms that I need to fill out. On Wednesday at 4 o'clock, I have to go for my COVID test because they won't admit you into hospital unless, obviously, you have a clear COVID test, which is 100% reasonable. Um, I need to do that. I need to write a list of stuff that I can't forget because whenever I go into hospital, I need them to give me a letter with like my doctor's names and just my prognosis basically just written out. I need that. I also have to remember to take my nephew's present with me when I'm going into hospital to give to my dad so he can make sure that it's at my brother's house so that the wee one has his present on Christmas morning. Um I've so many things. I can't even think of all the things that I need to do. I have, like, in life in general, I've been pretty good about always, because I don't know, my memory's always been shot, I think. But I'm pretty good about always, keeping lists on my phone of, like if I know that I'm going out to the shops at the end of the week or whatever, due to, the stomach condition, write a list of all the things that you need to keep or you need to get while you're there and over that week, so that then if more things come into my head, I just put them on the list. And it means, see, since this diagnosis, I haven't even remembered to write a list. You know what I mean? Like, even remembering to write the list or remember the things that you need to remember, I've forgotten. It's like really tragic baby brain for anyone out there that has kids. Well, I don't know whether men get it. Females obviously do because of the hormones and everything like that, but maybe men get it in a way where, it's the sleep deprivation and stuff makes their brain go a wee bit wacky. This is what it feels like. It feels like whenever I had my daughter, baby brain that you get afterwards, where your brain is just a pile of mashed potato. And I say potatoes because I'm Irish. Potato. Um, I'm not as bad today. Like, I'm fine today. I think the thing that actually helped put today on like a positive note for me was because one of the first things I seen today, whenever I woke up, I looked on Twitter just to see, what's going on. I'm on a stream team called Team XO, and a fellow teammate of mine, Darth Dad, had a t-shirt made. I'm just opening this t-shirt up now. It says, "I wear pink for Alana Deadly," and I nearly cried myself to death over it. Not bad tears for a change. Like, just what a thoughtful and kind human he is, you know? He had posted that photo. I'll maybe like insert a clip of it now. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. If not, I posted it on Instagram and or retweeted it on Twitter. Go and check it out. And obviously I'll need to ask first whether it's okay with him, but it was just the most touching thing, Like someone I've never even met before. We've spoken and everything. We're on a stream team together. Darth has supported me since I started my Twitch channel just over 9 months ago. He has always just been like an absolute gent, but like nobody owes me to do something like that, And it warmed my heart, and it just put the whole day on a massive like up note, So big shout out to Darth. He is unbelievable. I'll stick his Twitch link, also in the description box down below. Just in case you're ever wanting to check him out if you're into gaming. He is a great one to watch. Very, very just lovely human. And not because of what he has done for me, just in general. I've always had those thoughts about him now. I'm blown away by what he did. It's just the sweetest thing ever. But he's just awesome, and he's a really good streamer as well. So that really lifted me this morning, because I did wake up feeling like the most miserable bitch that has ever been alive off the back of everything yesterday. Like I spent most of yesterday by myself. I went downstairs for a wee while. I just didn't want to speak to anybody or anything, and I just took myself. That's the way that I am. Like whenever I'm feeling like I've never felt like this before. Don't get me wrong, but I mean whenever I'm feeling like just not 100% and stuff, I like to just take myself off until I feel better, and then I can get back to the normal and speak and stuff. And it's not. I know that some of you have said that the worst thing that you can ever do is push people out. Um, by me doing that, it's not pushing anyone out, and everyone, like my entire family, know. Like even if I am in a bad mood, I will take myself off until I come out of that bad mood, and then I'll come back. And it's not pushing anybody out. It's just how I've always dealt with things my entire life. Um, and it's not me holding emotion in either, because I am definitely someone that wears their heart in their sleeve. Like if I'm feeling something, you will know about it. I don't bottle stuff up, but I know whenever I'm in a certain frame of mind that I just need to take myself off, have a quiet word with myself, pull myself together, and then I can come back. I spoke about how I was feeling yesterday, today, um, with Chris, so he knows it's not him being pushed out or anything like that. It's just how I've always dealt with things, and I can't untrain my brain at this stage, especially not like under the current circumstances. Um, Sometimes I just need that wee bit of time away. Um, but yeah, so I need to go and have a bath and stuff. Have a bath, try and chill myself out. I still do. I got another fill today of diazepam because I didn't want to take them anymore. I'd like made a deal with myself, and like I'm not going to. At some point, you're gonna have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, deal with this shit head on. And then yesterday happened, and I was like, do you know what? I'm not, because one of the things that Martina had said to me was that stress. I need to keep my stress down because that'll do me more harm than anything else. So I think the deal that I need to now make with myself is do what I need to get myself through the day by day. Like, for example, if tomorrow was a really bad day, take the medication that the doctor gives me and don't feel bad about it. The next day mightn't be bad, or it could be worse. But it mightn't be. It might be fine, and I mightn't need it. So at least it's there for whenever it'll pull me back off the edge, you know what I mean? Because I can't, for my own sanity, I can't always just let myself spiral. And it's not me forcing myself to be strong or anything like that. It's I have suffered from like severe depression in different stages of my life, and I know how black and deep and hard that pit is to crawl out of, and I could feel myself sliding into it so fast yesterday, and there was nothing that I could do to save myself or help myself or anything. And I know that because I've experienced like really extreme depression in my life, I know that it'll never get that bad again, because I can see the signs coming, but I'm frightened of it starting to spiral with everything that's happening now and not being able to save myself and pull myself back. So, I mean, I just need to lay off myself a wee bit and stop being so hard on myself. That's easier said than done, I know, because I'll still guilt trip myself to death about how I'm feeling at times and that I shouldn't be feeling that way and all the rest of it. But maybe I need to just let myself feel like that, because maybe it'll be a quicker way of getting over that hurdle, you know? Um, I think that's about it for today. I'm gonna plan on taking you to hospital with me. Like on my way there, I'll like obviously I'll not be like arriving in through the door and getting shipped straight into theatre or anything. Like I have to speak to an yeah, I can speak loads. Anesthetist, anesthetist. I need to speak to the guy that puts you to sleep. There we go. That's much easier. I'll need to speak to him and everything, obviously, before I go to theatre. So whenever I get there, I'll try and make a wee video on my phone, so it might look slightly different than what this does right now. But I'm also filming on a computer and using like Streamlabs. So it may look different, but it'll just be like maybe a wee update, and then obviously I'll get everybody filled in afterwards, and the video, as always, will still go up on Sunday at 6, regardless of the holidays. By the time you guys are seeing this, Christmas will have happened, and I hope that you've had a really nice one. But right, that's me for today. That's my thoughts for today, anyhow. But if I'm not back tomorrow, I will be on Wednesday. But until then, well, you'll see the next part in just a second. But take care. So today is December the 25th. So that means it's Christmas Day. So happy Christmas to everyone. Yesterday I had my surgery, so I'm gonna talk about everything that went down yesterday. But firstly, I would just like to no, I'll not talk about that yet. I'll wait. Right. So, yesterday morning I had to go into hospital for 7 o'clock. So obviously, I felt peace over me, although I was still a bit panicky and stuff. I went into hospital. There was like a lot of us. I think there was maybe 9 of us all went into a ward at once. Everyone getting surgery. I asked the nurses where I was on the list, and they said I was second, so that was good. They come round. They were doing like obs every half an hour. They done some kind of meter because I had to have lymph nodes out. It was kind of like an ECG. They put like a couple of tabs on each foot, and then up around my chest and my arm and stuff like that, and they said that it was taking measurements of that side of the body now so that they can keep a good eye on it. It's like a lymphedema kind of gauge, so they know, like what size and the thickness and everything that side of my body is, because once you have lymph nodes out, you are very prone up to 20 years apparently, even though it's rare, after having your lymph nodes removed, you can get lymphedema, and that is where there's a lot of fluid gathers and swelling and stuff like that, because you don't have lymph nodes obviously to drain that out of you. One thing they did tell me, which I found really interesting, like through all my years of tattooing, I didn't know this. The doctor had actually said when she came round, your lymph nodes will be really nicely coloured, because I am pretty heavily tattooed. And she was like, whenever you get tattooed, some of the ink will go into your lymph nodes and stay there. So people usually with a lot of colourful tattoos will have colourful lymph nodes. Isn't that crazy? So that's something I didn't know. So anyway, I knew that I was second on the list, and I was just sitting in my hospital bed. I'd obviously phoned family and everything like that to let them know the score, where I was on the list and stuff like that. And then I just sat and watched a stream. I was actually watching the JRM segue. The JRM is a big Dead by Daylight streamer. I think he has like 250,000 followers. He's really good fun to watch. He's a very wholesome kind of streamer. Who I've watched for years. I never really talk that much in his streams though, because most streams I'll just put up on my TV, so you can't really chat whenever you're on TV. You have to get your phone out and blah blah blah. But he was kind enough to message me the day before I had surgery. I had actually, everyone who's on Twitch gets a yearly review, and a friend of mine, Cal J, another amazing streamer by the way, posted his, and I was sitting at number 1 and the JRM was sitting at number 2. So obviously I posted this to all my socials, because never in a million years did I think that in any world, in any list, would I ever sit above the JRM. So he actually messaged me and wished me well for my surgery and everything like that. And I'm saying this not because it's clout chasing or anything like that. Could not give less of a shit about that. What I'm saying it for is that someone that big would take the time out of their day to wish me well for my surgery and that everything goes well with cancer. What a lovely, lovely human. So if you are a Twitch viewer and you don't already follow the JRM, please go follow him. He's awesome. So that really cheered me up anyway the day before my surgery. Then obviously whenever I was in hospital, I was just sitting watching him. And then I was like, you know what? I've been up since 4. I'm actually a wee bit tired. So I just lay down in the bed and went to sleep for a while and got woke up by the nurse coming in going, Alana! I'm like, shit. Nearly had a heart attack. Wasn't expecting it. And my camera's all blurry. Hello, focus. They come in, shouted, so it was my turn to go. Got my sexy socks on, you know, the compression socks you get for operations and stuff. And then they took me down to surgery. I'd been all marked up on, you know, the side. The doctor had sort of marked this side with a big marker and stuff. I was fine the whole way, being wheeled through the hospital to the theatres. And then whenever I actually got wheeled into theatre, I just started crying, but it wasn't, you know, like a sob or anything. It was just no emotion but tears running down my face. And then one of the doctors that actually said that on that day, Christmas Eve, 6 years prior, she was in the exact same position as I was. She was going in for the same operation, same diagnosis, and was having her operation on Christmas Eve, so she knows what it's like. I think it was one of the nurses rather than the anaesthetist, or maybe it was the anaesthetist actually. They said that they were going to give me something in my IV to help me relax. I felt like I drank about 17 bottles of Jägermeister. There was no relax in it. I was like, woo, on my way to friggin' outer space. And then they said, obviously, now we're going to start putting the anaesthetic in. And I don't remember closing my eyes. I know that a lot of you guys have told me that it's the best sleep you'll ever have. It wasn't even like a sleep. It was like I was aware 1 minute and then I was aware again. I don't remember closing my eyes. I don't remember opening my eyes afterwards. I just remember nothing. And when I woke up, I'd explained to him that the previous anaesthetic that I'd had made me very sick afterwards. But whenever I woke up from this one, I have never felt better. All I wanted was a drink of water. I was like, I've felt better than I have done this past month and a half from this diagnosis. I didn't have any headache. I didn't have any sickness. I wasn't sore. But they'd give me, before I woke up, anti-sickness. They had give me, I think it was fentanyl for pain before I woke up. So I was waking up to nothing. I didn't feel anything. So anyway, I sat there. They obviously keep you in recovery for a wee while, even whenever you're fully compos mentis. And I did start to get sore, and I said to them, so they came round and they gave me 2 doses of morphine, and I could still feel everything, but I already told them, like, I'm not expecting any medication here to, you know, like, take this pain away. I'm expecting to feel it, but just as long as the edge is off it, then I'm fine. So they got me back around to the ward anyway. I had 2 cups of tea. I had some wheaten bread and some digestive biscuits. Again, they were doing my obs every sort of half hour. I went into surgery, I think it was 10 o'clock. And then I woke up at 12, but I'd been put into recovery at 11:45. So I thought my operation was only going to take 45 minutes and it took nearly 2 hours. But what else happened? So yeah, I was up starting, and like the first thing, like whenever I got wheeled down to the theatre, the first thing I said is, can I do a quick pee? And there weren't any toilets on that side of the hospital. So I was just like, right, okay, I'll hold it. So eventually, whenever I did get after the operation and I got taken back to the ward, the first thing I wanted to do was pee, but that's a good sign because they need to make sure that your kidneys and everything are functioning properly. So they're like, right, well, you've peed, you're up walking about, your pain seems to be under control. We'll try and get you out by 3 o'clock. It's like, thank God. So, I came home and felt great. As soon as I came home now, I did take painkillers straight away. because it was going above a niggle into pain at that point. But I was fine. I come home. I showed my other half and my daughter, funny enough, because you can't see anything, and I think with kids you're better putting it all on the table because the worry. I mean, she sees me in, this is my drain bag, and this drain tube just goes on for days. Like, sorry if this is a bit too much because there's shit in it. Not shit, but you know what I mean? Like actual fluid and stuff. But yeah, so she's obviously seeing that coming out of her mum, so I'm like, I'm just gonna show them both. I'm gonna insert pictures now, okay? So if you don't want to see them, then skip on. They're not particularly graphic, not the first one. The one that I'm gonna put up now is of my boob. All you can see is a dressing. These were taken, yesterday, on Christmas Eve. So you can see a bandage. It's covering the whole front of my boob and my nipple, but that's where my lump was underneath it. So I mean, it's not like the video should be fine because you can't see anything, and it's also educational. We're talking about breast cancer, people. You know what I mean? I think that the more that I put out there, the better, because then it's less scary for anybody else going under the same sort of having the same procedures. Boob looked totally normal, apart from whenever I looked down, and I was joking yesterday. I'm like, I have a Minecraft boob because it looks fine face on. If I look down or from the side, it's completely flat. It's like rectangular. It's weird. They didn't put a drain into my boob because they said that whenever fluid gathers in there, it actually helps keep the shape of your boob, and it'll filter away normally itself anyway. So again, that's why I'm showing you this. It's not scary. There was no bruising or anything at the time. I haven't looked today, but other next week's vlogs I'll be keeping up to date with photos to show you the progression of my wounds. The next photo I'm going to put up now is from where they took my lymph nodes. That is quite a large, as you can see, incision where it's been covered up, and then you can also see where the drain goes in. It was, I think it's had a couple of stitches in it to hold it in place. To be honest, I wasn't getting much pain from my boob. It's more under my arm and the drain site is what's hurting me. But again, whenever I'd come home and took those painkillers, you would have thought that I was like fitter than I normally am without cancer. Moving my arm about, I was like, let's get these exercises started, because you have to do the exercises to make sure that your shoulder doesn't freeze up, and you also keep fluid and stuff moving. I'm like, this is great, I can do it. Not realising that the anaesthetic hadn't fully worn off, nor had the morphine at that stage, and plus it also taken painkillers on top of that. Last night I could have cried my eyes out. I managed to get into bed and lie in a position where I had the drain comfortable, and it tucked a wee bit under my leg just to take the tension off, where it's coming out of my body. Went to get up for a pee last night, forgot where I tucked it in, and almost pulled it out. My heart sank. It was horrendous. It was so painful. The picture that I've just shown of that area does not look like that anymore. I can tell you that. I am very, very badly bruised, and I'm swollen. Before I went up to bed last night, I could feel like a lot of burning in my boob and also all around my side and armpit. So when I did look, I don't have photos of this, but I'll be, as I've said, I'll update you the photos through the vlogs so you can see the progression of, how things look. But round, like, my bandage is going across here, and on either side of that, my boob had swollen and it was burning. The same with round my side. It had swole out so much that it looks like a shelf going in. Like it swells out, goes round, and then my rib cage happens. All round the drain is like pretty badly bruised. But I mean, I'm keeping on top of it with painkillers. and it's out of me. And I faced my fear. I was terrified, as you guys know, of anesthetic and like not waking up. And I've done it. So now this has given me fight. It's like I overcame something I was terrified of. The rest of this is going to be a cakewalk. Now, that is not to say, like, insult chemotherapy or radiation, because I know that's going to be a whole different battle. But at the same time, these things will not kill me. I don't have that fear of them. I know I'm going to feel terrible. I know I'm going to lose my hair. I know that, like, all the different pain and everything that can come from both of them, I can deal with pain. You know? I'll get through it. I feel like coming through this operation has given me back fight whenever I felt completely hopeless and helpless and like I was in free fall, because it's just you're going against oblivion. You're so frightened of something and the what ifs, and I'm here on the other side of it now, so it's given me what I need to keep going. My drain comes out. Actually, before I talk about my drain coming out, last night whenever I went to bed, I was very paranoid after, like pulling on the tube and everything. Like, how am I going to sleep? I have a V-shaped pillow. I was originally going to sleep on, sort of put my head on this side of it and push this side down my back to stop me rolling over. Then I thought, no, because I'm going to be sleeping with my rib cage in the air with this drain poking out of it. That's probably not going to be a good idea because it will pull. So I get into bed by myself. Chris stayed in the spare room because just obviously with everything going on with me, the last thing I need is somebody rolling into me. So what I done was actually lie on my back and put pillows at either side of my legs so that it wasn't free to roll over. And then I just lay on my side, draped the drain off the side of the bed and left the drain on the floor. And I mustn't have moved much, but I went to bed about sort of 10 o'clock, 10:30 last night, and I woke up at 6 this morning. I did take painkillers and also diazepam before I went to sleep, and I did get to sleep. So I'm thankful for that, to actually manage to get to sleep. I woke up at 2, and then I woke up at 4, and then I just got up at 6. But at least I was getting, some kind of sleep, and my sleep for years has always been broken. I have insomnia. So I'm surprised that I was only awake those 2 times, especially at the minute, being so panicky about knocking drains and stuff like that. I think as the days go on, I'll sleep better because I'll be used to it, and also tiredness will accumulate. But yes, back to what I was going to say. I get the drain out on Wednesday. The breast nurses there are all off, obviously because of Christmas and everything like that, and then the bank holidays. So Martina said that she would phone me first thing on Wednesday morning, and then she would bring me in on Wednesday morning to get the drain out. I can't wait. I really can't. I'm high maintenance enough as a human being without having to constantly carry a wee bag around. Be careful of the tube. I'm just terrified of walking past my cat, her seeing this tube dangling and going, "Oh, I'll have a go at that," and pulling it bloody out. And ever so protective. But no one's up in the house at the minute anyway. Everyone's asleep, so I'm just leaving everybody be until they're ready to get up. I can sit and have a coffee and stuff like that, but the worst is over. I'm gonna get back to streaming again as soon as I heal up. Not fully heal, whenever I get the drain and stuff out and I'm just feeling a lot less sore. I'm just gonna start streaming again and keep on going through chemo. From everything that I've heard so far, I'm having my chemo 1 week and then having a 3-week break. So apparently you're gonna have a week of feeling like absolute death warmed up. Everyone will understand if I take a week off once a month, and then I'll just stream the rest of it. What I will say for anyone that is going through the same operation as me, the doctor and the surgeon and everything had told me prior to my operation, once you have your lymph nodes removed, because it's an injury under your arm, you tend to hold your arm to your side to protect it. It's just in your nature to do it. I haven't. Like, I'm moving my arm about everywhere. I can get it up to about here. I have a lot of like sort of not pain but like tightness in my upper arm. But I mean, like, I'm moving it. I didn't, from the very second I come around from the operation, I haven't been being precious about it. I've been moving it and stuff. The only thing that I'm worried about now is catching my drain um on something. But she said that's why women will hold their arms to the side. They're scared of their drain popping out, but it won't. And it's not so much moving my arm that I'm worried about pulling my drain out. It's like catching it on something. But hopefully I only have to deal with this till Wednesday anyway, and then it's out. And I'll obviously update you on what that feels like to have done. But at the minute, I just feel like I've climbed such a mountain, and I know that this week hasn't. I've only done 2 vlogs this week, but it has been a busy week between packing, trying to do stuff around the house so that I'm not leaving it all for everybody else. You know, try at Christmas especially. I was trying to get as much done around the house as I could. You know, like, as well as penciling in lots of time for panic and anxiety. And then I had to go for a COVID test on Wednesday as well to make sure that it was safe for hospital, and then isolate from then. And I just didn't have much to update, you know, but I do now because we're getting into the bare bones of cancer now and the treatments. So this is from I started the vlog to now. It's just mostly been how I felt. Now this is the practicalities of what you're going to be looking at and dealing with. Again, I will post photos the whole way through of what everything looks like as it heals, and when I get the dressings and stuff like that off. The dressings, that was another thing that I wanted to say. I have waterproof dressings on mine. They told me in hospital if they start to ooze or anything like that, do not remove them. They give me extra dressings to put on over the top. I have not to be touching around or trying to remove anything basically, which is totally fine by me. I would rather leave it to the professionals, you know. But the whole way through, I'll show you what everything is like. When it comes to my actual boob and the scarring and stuff like that, I'll have to cover, I'll show you it's like, but I'll need to like cover the actual nipple area because I think that goes against YouTube terms of service. It's a boob, even though it is educational. I'll actually have to look into that, but like, because I'm not bashful about showing these things, especially not if they're going to like help somebody else who is going to have the same thing done, not to worry as much. And trust me, I'm no hero and I'm no warrior, so if I can get through this stuff, then so can you. Right, I shall wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. It'll push the videos out to more people that might need to see them. Please comment, ask questions, anything you'd like me to talk about. Just say. I read every single question. Although I don't get back to everybody, I read them all, and every comment means the world to me because you're taking your time to speak to me. So it means the world to me. And I will be back again next Sunday, same time as usual. And I hope you've all got your feet up and you're enjoying your Boxing Day, because you'll be watching this tomorrow. Maybe having a wee drink, and if you are having a wee drink, raise a glass for me, because I can't, not on painkillers. But oh, and Happy New Year, because by the time the next vlog goes out, New Year will also have happened. But I hope that you have a lovely one, and your Christmas and New Year's filled with family and joy. And if it's not, you got me. I'm right here for you. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next Sunday.